Good late evening, late week, late evening edition of this week's weekly fantasy Warrenton's finest. Oh boy, I don't even know what I'm saying because I'm exhausted. It's been quite the week at work and I'm sick. If I start coughing, I'm on antibiotics, so don't worry. I should be soon good, healthy. Oh boy. All right, let's just get into it because I need to go to bed and recuperate. We're looking at the week 9 recap, the week 10 preview for Warrenton's finest fantasy football league. I am your commissioner. I am your host, Jeff Darling. There we go. Nailed it on the second try that I did. All right, let's take a look. We had quite an interesting week of fantasy football. And by interesting, I mean a lot of pretty boring games, actually. Last week, everyone was scoring like 130 to 115. It was pretty crazy. Everyone was just going off crazy. This week, everyone's in the modest 70 to 90 range. We only had 3 teams that scored over 100 points. More on those ones later. First up, we had the Dallas Jeff Boys taking on Team Midnight. And Mike, you're welcome that I texted you just to make sure that you updated your lineup because an hour before kickoff, and kickoff this last week was starting at 9:30 because of a weird Germany game. Why are they even doing these European games? Money, I forgot. That's right. Anyways, started Sam Howell over Patrick Mahomes, and it almost panned out for you. You actually did make the right choice on that, and I don't think, looking at your bench, I don't think you could have won. Maybe if you did Mooney instead of Moore, if Mooney happens to be a tight end. No, he's a wide receiver. But if you'd done him, oh, that was your flex. Yeah, you could have lost by like 3 points. So it was close. I mean, it just wasn't a crazy game. I'm pretty upset about the fact that last week I started Dalton Schultz in my flex position, double tight end. What a dumb idea. Except when you see that his game log showed that he had 11, what did he have? 11, 16, and 14 points. I start him as my flex. He scores at 1.5 points. I don't start him this week. Gets me 23 on my bench. My bench outscored, I think, most teams this week, including my own. I had just 12, 23, 15, 18, 23 points on my bench. Like, we should make that a league. Best bench. Greg might do pretty well at that one. So, anyways, I beat Mike 98 to 87. Happened to be my 5th victory in a row. Since I said that, I'll probably lose this week, but that's okay. 5 games in a row, that's not so terrible. Moving right along, we had Team Touch Dan going up against Gone on Strike, and Matt had been riding a nice 4-game losing streak, and embarrassing Dan, you lost to him. I'm not even going to praise Matt on this. I'm just going to rip on Dan for losing to Matt. I mean, you had one job to do. Don't lose to Matt. And if you'd started Young Koo, that would have been 8 points. That would have put you 102. Could you have done it? Nope. Looks like you had nothing. You had a pretty trash week. Although 94 is not bad. You would have nearly beaten me. But congratulations, Matt. I will give you your due that you did win, despite having a defense that got you -1 points. And, Josh Allen, you've complained about him all year, but he's just been really good for you. And hey, Taysom Hill, nice pickup there. How about that? 18 points for your tight end position for that. So, and who's this dude? Tank Dell? If you're named Tank, you better score a lot. So, yeah, 27 points. So, Matt, you did it. You won. Congratulations. I know you were really nervous about playing that. Matt doesn't know what a recorder is. He thought a recorder was an accordion, which would be called a recordion, which is a terrible idea, but also a wonderful idea for that's combining 2 of the most annoying instruments into one, a recorder and an accordion, a recordion. Anyways, no, Matt, we're not playing an accordion as the punishment. We're playing a recorder as the punishment. And if you keep up what you did this past week, you might be able to avert it. I think we're all hoping that you do lose. That'd be very entertaining to watch you do that on the streets of Warrenton. All right, moving along, because I'm losing my voice. As I mentioned, I am sick. Slightly above average team has slipped to slightly below average. Jason, I can't even get mad at you or make fun of you for not starting C.J. Stroud from the Texans. You left 45 points on your bench with him, but the crazy thing is, if you had started him instead of Herbert, who had a career low in yards. And I think we were talking about this, that everyone on your team decided to say, hey, you know what, Jason? We're tired. We don't really feel like playing football at all this week. We'll give you like 2 or 3 plays, and that's it. 71 points. ChatGB Lee, man, Brandon, you need to get deathly ill on all of our draft nights because that was the best possible thing that could have happened to you. Your team's just on a tear. 151 points. Jason, if you had started your 45-point scoring quarterback, you would have lost. So there's just nothing you could have done this week because Dak, 29, Eckler, 20, White, 25, Kmet, 20. Cleveland's defense, 23 points. How can you do that? Dicker the kicker, 11 points. Your worst one, Brandon, 4.4 and 5.5. Those 2 guys were slacking. Everyone else, incredible. Incredible performance. So Brandon's just cranking, and Jason, you are now below average in your record, but that's okay. I won't harp on that too much. Moving along, the Weasel taking on the Wanakee losing streaks. Wanakee squirrel salads. And Paul beat, and Greg, you couldn't have done anything either. Your bench, yeah, you picked the wrong quarterback. You have probably the most random assortment of quarterbacks. Will Levis, who no one heard of until last week, and you didn't start him, and you should have. And then Tyson Bagel, or something. I think he's playing right now for the Bears. Bagent? You lost 107. Oh, this is annoying to talk with. Probably really annoying to listen to. The only thing I have to drink is hand sanitizer. I shouldn't do that. Really wish I had a drink of water down here, but I'm just going to talk quicker. Greg, you lost. It's not looking good for you, buddy. You're only 1 win ahead of Michael. Spoiler alert. I used that a lot earlier. Anyways, 107 to 74. Nothing you could have done would have saved yourself. You just lost. Also, the Weasel made the wrong choice starting Tua. I said, Paul, I'm on to you. I send you a trade request for Tua because you haven't started him the whole season, and you just go and start him just to spite me. Joke's on you. Jalen Hurts outscored him, and you had left 25 points on your bench, but it didn't matter because you were playing Greg. Moving on, Team Queen taking on Flute Master and Michael. You won. You won another game. That's up to 2. You've done it twice now. Good job. You beat Hannah 83 to 70. Hannah, looking at your team, really not much you could have done there. I mean, if you had started Joe Mixon, why didn't you start Joe Mixon? 15 points. Seems like an obvious choice over who the heck is Royce Freeman on the Rams. Averaging 3 points a game. Why'd you start him? That doesn't make sense. If you started him and done, well, I don't know. Yeah, I think, was that 12 extra points would have been 82 to 83. You could have made Michael sweat a lot more. Not a great game. You had a receiver who had 2 catches for -1 yards. That's impressive. Good job, Pickens. I think she Pickens the wrong person. You really need Justin Jefferson to come back from that IR. Oh, IR, Mike. You still, I saw you drop someone to pick up someone because you had too many people on bye week. You haven't used your IR spot. Put James Conner in your IR spot. And then it's a whole new bench spot. You don't have to drop people. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Congratulations, Michael. 83 to 70, you finally won. The last game of last week, Uncle Touchdown taking on Field of Dreams. And guys, this was our chance to take out Sean. He only scored 89 points. Carlos, you only scored 80.9 points. Why couldn't you have flipped that? This was the week Sean showed that he's human. His team, you did have, some of your top folks, and by some I mean just McCaffrey, was on a bye week. That was a chance to give him a big L, but nope, squeaked it out, 89 to 90. Uncle Touchdown continues to dominate the league. If we look at the standings now, guys, in the East, oh my word. Sean, you've already clinched a playoff spot. That's incredible. I think we still have 5 weeks to go. Clinched a playoff spot. You're 8-1. I'm in second place at 6-3. We've got 3 teams, Team Touchdown, slightly above average. Gone on strike all at 4-5. Wanakee Squirrel Salads at 3-6. Looking at the streaks, Sean, 3 games in a row winning. I've won 5 in a row. Dan's lost 2 in a row. And then Greg's lost 4 in a row. Jason and Matt, no streaks there, just lost 1-1-1. Going to the West, we've got Chat GB Lee at 7-2, riding a 2-game win streak. Field of Dreams, who used to be 5-2, looking pretty. Carlos, you've lost 2 in a row, buddy. You're at 5-4. The Weasels won 2 in a row, so the old flipperoni, 2 at 5-4 there. Team Queen and Team Midnight Mike, they do everything together. 3-6, both y'all, and then Flute Master 2-7. So if we're looking at playoff contention, if we look at the final standing projections, playoff backer right now would be Uncle Touchdown with a bye, ChatGB Lee with a bye, the Weasel versus Field of Dreams, Team Touchdown against Dallas Jeff Boys, but it's close. I mean, you look again at the standings, we've got 3 teams at 4-5, 2 teams at 5-4, 2 teams at 3 teams at 3-6, and 1 at 2-7. So Michael, you're not out of the hunt, and Mike, and Hannah, watch out because that flute might get you. If Michael wins next week and one of you guys loses next week, so we got some drama heading into the last weeks. Looking into our week 10 scoreboard. Looking at this scoreboard, not looking great for me right now, but hopefully Carlos doesn't check his lineup because right now a couple people in bye. So right now I'm projected 1-3 to Carlos's 72. Gone on strikes, taking on slightly above average team, average 108 to 110. ChatGB Lee taking on the Weasel 114 to 97 in favor of Brandon. Squirrel Salads trying to eke out a win against Team Queen. That's the one to try to do it against. Sorry, Hannah. Right now, 96 to Hannah's 90, but you started Bajent 6 points right now at halftime. Not so hot. Uncle Touchdown taking on Flute Master. So sorry, Michael. I don't know if you're going to win again. Projected 97 to Sean's 111. And then Team Midnight taking on Team Touchdown. Mike's projected 85 to Dan's 102. So there's still 5 games left in the season. Plenty of fantasies to be fantasized about. Hopefully next time I remember to do it before a game's actually going on to mess up the projections that I just read. That's probably garbage. But what are projections? Garbage anyways. Pray for my voice. Pray for you not having to listen to this for another week. And I'll talk to you guys later. Farewell. All right.